everybody, Dom from Formal Debut here. Today, you can see, I have my 2024 Mustang GT. What we're going to do today is we're going to do a ceramic coating on the car. We're going to test out a new ceramic coating. We're looking at Clean by Pan the Organizer. I'm a C-Quartz guy. I like applying C-Quartz, but I was very excited for this when it came out. I wanted to take a look at it. I wanted to see how it applies, how it cures, and the performance. And we'll be tracking the performance in the future of the coating. So I'm just going to kind of go through the process of how I do a ceramic coating, how I prep the car, how I polish the car, and then we're going to give this coating a shot. We're going to apply it, and we're going to see how it goes. So I've already done a little bit of setup here. So what we're going to do first, we have everything set up here. We're going to start with the wheels. So for the wheels, all I'm going to be using today is P&S Brake Buster. These wheels are not super dirty. The car's regularly cleaned. So we're going to start by spraying down the tire. The wheels are not getting coated today. I want to try a different wheel coating that I've been looking at. So we're gonna stay with the wheels today. We're just gonna take care of the paint, but we are gonna get these wheels cleaned up so they look good at the end. So we're just gonna scrub the tire down with the Detail Factory tire brush. Speedmaster wheel brush for the barrels. Spray it down with our brake buster here. Clean the barrels. Like I said, these wheels are not super dirty, so I don't think we need to go super crazy here, but we are going to get them nice and clean. And I just love brake buster. It just works very, very well. I'm trying out a new wheel mitt today. Trying out this CarPro wheels mitt. So we're gonna give that a shot and see what that's like. So we'll go ahead and normally I use just a soft bristle brush for these, but it's a little big, so it might not be perfect for all situations, but on these big 5-spoke wheels on the Mustang, it should do pretty well just to get around the back of the spokes here. So yeah, I can actually get around the spokes quite well with this. And again, they're not crazy dirty, so I'm not super worried about this. I can actually, with the space in between the rotor, I can actually get in the barrels with this pretty well. But yeah, it's actually working pretty well. I can see how on like an more intricate wheel design this might be not great. It might not work great, but for this wheel, it actually works perfectly. So today's actually a perfect day to do this. It's like 60 degrees out here and overcast. Weather didn't call for rain, so we're good there, but we're not going to be dealing with direct sunlight right now. Detail Factory soft bristle detailing brush, and I'm getting the caliper. Spray out the fender wells. They're not super dirty, but we'll go ahead and spray out the fender wells as well, the wheel wells. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of the rest of the wheels, and then we'll come back and talk about the rest of it. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to prep our foam cannon. For the foam cannon, it's an MTM PF22.2. We're going to be using CarPro D-Scale for the pre-wash for the foam and for the bucket wash. Like I said, the car does have CarPro Hydro 2 Light on it, so it does have protection. And that's one thing about doing a coating is you need to make sure that you get all previous protection off of it. That might have been a little bit too much, but we're going to go with it. You want to get all the previous protection off of the car. You need a flat, clean surface to coat on. So Most of that will get handled during the clay and the polishing stage. But a nice stripping shampoo like this descales a acidic car shampoo. So go ahead and put that in our foam cannon. We're going to be using it for the pre-foam as well as the bucket wash. So, all right, let's get the pressure washer hose. We're going to go ahead and foam the car down. We're not going to pre-rinse it. We're going to let the foam do its job and get all of the loose dirt and debris off the car. We're not going to grind the dirt and debris into the car with the pressure washer, which can happen. So we're going to start with foam dry. It's also going to serve to not dilute the product in the foam cannon with water. So it's going to get it, maximum strength. So let's go ahead and foam it down. We got the car covered in a good layer of foam, so we're going to let that dwell for about 3 to 5 minutes. Let it emulsify all of the dirt. Because we didn't rinse the car down, the foam is staying on the surface a little bit better, and it's allowing all that dirt and grime to kind of be absorbed up into the foam. It's emulsifying all that dirt. It's not dripping off too much, so going to give it time to do its thing. Also, the longer you let it sit on here, the better it's going to start to break down the previous protection. We're going to go ahead and rinse it off. So when it comes to this step, I'm not super concerned about getting all of the soap off of the car because we are just going to foam it again. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're done with the foam cannon. All right, let's get our exterior detail brush here. Get the hard to reach areas. And now that we've foamed it down once, all of our contamination, or most of it at least, is off of the car. So throw that in our rinse bucket. We'll go ahead and get our buckets over here. Right out there. Going with descale in the this is a Rag Company microfiber wash mitt. Throw that in a wash bucket. Descale in. Activate our soap. Washing. You guys know good wash practices. Top to bottom. I usually start on the hood, but pick a spot, small sections at a time. Once you've done a section, flip the mitt. It is really slick, really easy to wash because we do have that Hydro 2 on there, which we do need to get off of the car. So go back to your rinse bucket. So we're going to finish this, the wash, the actual contact wash, and then we're going to start decontamination. We are going to do an iron remover. We're going to do a tar remover. I think it's kind of hard to see tar deposits on these cars, on black, but we're gonna do our best. You really don't want to do a tar remover around the whole car. You really just kind of want to spot clean with it. But That's where we find ourselves. And then we're going to do a mechanical decontamination with the clay towel. And we foamed it twice. Purpose of that is the first foam starts to loosen up all your debris, all your dirt, get everything lifted off of the surface. The second foam serves to add lubrication to the surface for when we're using our wash mitt so that we don't scratch it. All right, now we're going to go ahead and rinse it off. Ceramic coating does not sit on top of the clear coat. It physically bonds to the clear coat of the vehicle. So if there's any protection, you're not going to get good durability, or it's just going to fail. It's not going to work. So it needs to be perfect. Now, CarPro D-Scale, talk about a little bit. I'm going to have reviews up of all of my favorite products, but just to talk about D-Scale a little bit, apart from being a really, really good stripping soap for prepping for stuff like this, it also is the point of D-Scale, and as you know, in the name, it's to address water spots if you have water spotting problems. That's kind of what you want. If you have a lot of water spots, it works really, really well for that. It's acidic, so it'll neutralize those minerals and flush them all off the car. So it is a really good stripping soap, good at stripping protection, but its initial design was to help with mineral buildup and water spot buildup. All right, so that's most of the soap off. So now we're moving on to chemical decontamination. First step in doing the chemical decon is we're going to do an iron remover. It's going to break up all of the iron deposits that are on the paint. We're going to be using CarPro Iron X. Like I said, pretty much this entire process, all CarPro products are just what I found to work best. So CarPro Iron X. This is not the lemon scent. It's just in the bottle. I bought a gallon. I don't really care about the smell. So we're going to start with that. We're going to spray this the entirety of the car, let it dwell. It's going to break down all the iron deposits, industrial fallout. It's going to smooth out the edges of them, and then we can rinse them right off the car. So we're going to start there. You can be liberal with this stuff. I know iron remover, when it comes to iron remover can be very, very expensive, but you want to make sure you get a nice coverage with it because you don't want to miss anything. But iron remover can be very, very pricey. I think a gallon of CarPro Iron X is like 120 bucks or something like that. Don't quote me on that number, but and you want to do this when the car is wet. Now, some iron removers can be used as a clay lubricant. I don't tend to do that. I like using dedicated clay lubricants, and we'll talk about clay lubricants when we get to the mechanical decon stage and start using our clay towel. But you can see I'm being very liberal with this stuff and getting a nice even coating of it. And we're gonna, give it its time to dwell. Again, cool surface, not in direct sunlight. You don't want this drying on the paint either. And it's gonna be really hard to see kind of how it reacts on a black car, but it turns purple and starts to drip down the paint. That's the indication that it has reacted with the iron particles embedded in the paint. Because these aren't things you wash off. These are contaminants actually embedded into the clear coat itself. And what this product is doing is smoothing out the jagged edges of those iron particles so that they are more easily rinsed off the car with the pressure washer. That's the idea here. So it's kind of hard, like I said, kind of hard to see. You're not going to be able to see the color change on the black car. If I find a spot where you can see it, I'll show you. But that's a good layer of Iron X. So we're gonna let that dwell for about 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. It's gonna start doing its thing. I have done a decon wash on this car before, right after I got it. So it has been deconned at least one time. So there's that. Yeah, and you use a bunch. I used about half that bottle. So, all right, so we've let that dwell. We're gonna get a pressure washer. We're gonna rinse all of that off. And as you can see, as I'm kind of interjecting, you wanna assess as you go. So you wanna take a look at what you're doing, pay attention to exactly what you're doing, and assess everything as you go. Make sure that products are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and everything is, you want to be conscious of it, not just zombie it. Because I'm going to feel the paint physically with my hand. We're going to assess kind of how contaminated the car is. And yeah, I can feel a little bit. So this is going to be the physical decontamination step. I remember when I got the car, it was super, super bad. And we worked with it, got it cleaned up a little bit, but I can still feel a very good amount of contaminants in the paint. So let's go ahead and get this bottle prepped here. We're going to go ahead and use Car Pro clay lube. This is actually the first time I'm trying this product. I have never used Car Pro's clay lube before. PNS Reset clay towel, fine grade. So that should be all we need for this car, but we're going to see. With new clay media in general, you want to break them in on the glass. So we're going to dunk this in here, add some lubrication to the towel, spray it with our clay lube, and we're going to break it in on the glass. We're going to get a good layer on the glass of this clay lube, and we're going to break in the towel. You want to do this every time you get a new towel because they need to be broken in. So we're going to do that. We're going to flip it over, get the other side, and we're just going to start claying. Now, I did feel quite a bit on the hood here. And again, lots of lubrication. Not apply too much pressure, and you can feel the grittiness under the towel. Hopefully, we don't need any more than this. This should handle it. Once you've done a section, this shouldn't take too long. Kind of go back and forth. Once you've done a section, you want to, take the other side here. Once you've done a section, you kind of want to assess how it did. You go back and forth like this, start to remove all of that stuff off the surface. Now, this isn't too bad because, like I said, we have done this once already. You want to get all the surfaces. I'm liking this clay lube. Again, reviews will be coming soon of all this stuff, but this is really kind of a first impressions of this product because I have never used it before. But the sudsiness of it is interesting, and I kind of like it. But the lubrication level is fantastic. This towel is just gliding across the surface here. Now this is where you want to get everything off of the car, because this is our final rinse. We're going to dry the car after this. We're going to finish rinsing this off, and then we'll get to drying it. All right, we have gotten fully rinsed. We got all the product off of the car. Now, again, you can see not a whole lot of protection left. The water beads are, not super round anymore. So now we're going to dry the car with a Rag Company Liquidator drying towel, microfiber drying towel. We're going to go ahead and dry the car off. And yeah, I can feel that there is very little protection. It's not very slick. We're gonna get the wheels dry. I'm then going to get a flashlight and I'm gonna assess kind of the paint here. And then we'll do a little test spot and see if Reflect can handle this on its own. If it can, then we'll go around the whole car with Reflect and a gloss pad. We'll do a one stage and we'll get the coating on this thing. So, panel prep. You need that surface clean and free of any polishing oils or residue. So we're going to use CarPro Eraser, intensive oil and polish cleaner. And we're just going to spray it on the surface fairly liberally. And we're going to wipe down with a microfiber. And that's going to remove all of the polishing oils. It's quick to flash off. There are surfactants in this that bring that polishing oil up to the surface, which is what we need. So we're just going to go around the whole car. We're going to get all of the stuff, all the residue. We prep our towels that we're going to need for the coating. These are Microfiber Madness Slogger towels. I very much like these. I have a green and a gray. One's a wipe, and one's a final. One's a leveling towel. One's a final wipe. So we have those. We'll get those out. As far as applicators, it came with a microfiber applicator, so I'm going to use one of these CarPro microfiber coating applicators. I like these a lot. They fit on my hand nice. Let's talk about Pan's coating. So here's our Clean by Pan the Organizer. It's a 3-year ceramic coating, 1 layer required, 1 coating required, not 2. And the benefit here for me is the cure time is 1 hour, and you can get it wet. You can get the car wet after an hour, drive off in the elements after just waiting 1 hour after one layer of application. So that is awesome, especially for a detailing business where time is money and you got to get on to the next one. You don't have to have a customer's car sitting around for 24, 48 hours waiting for the thing to cure. So we're going to open it up here. Really nice packaging also. Open it up here. It comes with a microfiber applicator block. I don't think I'm going to end up using that because I'm going to use the CarPro applicator. A little leaflet with all your instructions, basically step 1, 2, 3, all the stuff we just did. A little bit of information about, you know, contact angle. pH resistance is 1 to 14, so the entire pH range, so really awesome. Your full chemical cure is up to 7 days. So what we'll end up doing with this is we're going to apply the coating, and then a week from now, we're going to do our first maintenance wash on the coating. We're going to see how it does. But the car is ready to be coated. But after, you can do water behavior testing after 12 hours, I believe it is. pH neutral resistance. You can wash the car with a pH neutral shampoo 12 hours after applying it, which again is awesome. So optimal application temp 50 to 86 degrees. That's about what we're at right now. We're in that range. So yeah, then there's the man himself with a little blurb about the product. So here's what the bottle looks like. It's pretty nice, 30 ml bottle. These are for sale exclusively at thehouseofrags.com, which, by the way, excellent customer service. I ordered and I had to expedite the shipping after the fact. I emailed them within a day. They had the invoice sent to me for the extra money for the expedited shipping. They had it here really, really fast. So absolutely excellent customer service. It is very thick. It is a very thick coating, which is different for me. I'm used to a thinner coating, like sea quartz is a little bit thinner, a little bit more watery. So this is a really thick coating. So apparently, you know, you have to be very deliberate about getting it out of the bottle. So we're going to see how that goes. Put the mitt on my hand here. And we'll see how it applies. We'll see how smooth it is. We're going to go in a crosshatch pattern. I like to kind of just wipe like that, crosshatch. And then we're going to give it, you know, a minute or two to flash. And so let's go ahead and prime our applicator here. Yeah, you have to be really, really deliberate about getting this out of the bottle. It is very, very thick. And we want to prime the pad here. Let's go ahead and coat it. Let's see how it goes. I need a little bit more. Yeah, it's already flashing, which is very, very interesting. Just want to get good coverage here. So we're going to do that, and we're going to cross-hatch it. The coverage is really, really easy, seems like. But yeah, it's already flashing. It's a little humid out here today, so that would be why. But we're going to do this whole, I think we're going to do this whole side of the hood at once. It is already flashing, but I'm going to heed to Pan's instructions that I heard him say, that just wait, give it time. It is going to flash fast, but wait that 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes on the surface. And if it feels like it's you're pushing the coating around, again, just wait a little bit longer. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to give it the full 2 minutes to flash. We're going to keep going with it. It goes on very, very easy, I will say. It does go on very, very, very easy. Wipe off. And yeah, no, it's very, very smooth. We're going to do initial level, just like that. Just level like that. Make sure we're straight on the money. And we have no high spots, so there you go. Initial level. Same thing up here. Nice level, no high spots. Apparently high spots are very easy to deal with on these, on this particular coating. So there's your initial level, and then we'll do our wipe. And yeah, that does come off incredibly easy, and it is super slick. Also, coating towels. After you're done with a coating towel, throw it away. The coating will harden in the towel, and you don't ever want to use this towel again after you're done with a ceramic coating, so just keep that in mind. It is insanely slick already, and we haven't even cured yet, and I just applied it. Wow, that's something. That's impressive. All right, well, let's keep going. It comes off super easy, which is what I like about this. All right. Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, this coating, it's a real winner. It really is. It is a real winner. So, I'm about done here with you guys talking about this coating. I will be back to you in a second with some closing thoughts about this coating and the process, and how everything went today, and some little things to think about and whatnot. So, see you guys in a second. All right, so the car is done. The coating is on, tire shine's on, the exhaust is cleaned up. I forgot to do that before, clean that up. Final thoughts on what I think about clean by Pan the Organizer 3-year ceramic coating. As far as the initial impressions, it is incredibly easy to apply. It's incredibly easy to remove. I went around the whole car in I don't know, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. We will be doing future updates on durability and how it is after it cures and the first wash and all that stuff. I'm going to take a look around the car, make sure we have no high spots. I'm going to go over the whole thing and just overlook any areas. But as far as Pan's 3-year coating, Pan the Organizer, clean by Pan the Organizer 3-year ceramic coating, I think it's fantastic. I think it's insanely easy to apply. Super slick already. It's not even done curing yet, and it is super slick, buttery smooth as glass. So it was incredibly easy to apply. Very, very good first impression on this coating. I very much enjoyed applying it. Very, very easy. So the car looks great. I'm just kind of walking around it here. The gloss is insane. The slickness is insane. It's really, really, really good. So those are my final thoughts. I'll cut in some footage of the final result, what the car looks like. But that's it for formal debut detailing. My name is Dom. See you guys on the next one.